Welcome back to the pack. We're going to be playing the DLC to Mirage today. I've been playing a lot of Nexus. I'm on 13, or I might be on 14 now. Might be on episode 14 of Nexus. And it's a good story. It's coming along together quite well. Hold on one second. Give me 1 second. My son needs me all of a sudden. Thank you for your patience on that brief pause. So anyway, yeah, I've been playing a lot of Nexus, and it's a really good storyline so far for the most part. It's about gathering these items together, these pieces of potential Eden. Pick up your iPad, bud. Watch your iPad. It's about picking up these different pieces to put together to form something called a Nexus. I better not be dropping frames. Because everything's been fine. Okay. And ultimately, what this is going to do is something, I guess, more impactful than the Apple, which controls minds and stuff. So, I guess it's going to be more impactful than that. So we'll see. I'm nearing the end of it all, and so far what I can say about it is it's definitely like your Assassin's fantasy of living that, right? but I still really don't care for Odyssey's stuff. So the Cassandra missions, I just don't care for, man. Like I don't know why. Like I have yet to really have any excitement over that stuff. So the Ezio story is really good. I think I finished the last bit of Ezio's story. And now I'm going to be going back to play his Cassandra story. I just got done with one of Connor's stories, but I don't think his is done yet. I think we have one more series of that. So I got to finish Cassandra's, and then I got to go back to Connor's. And the stories are really good. Like, don't get me wrong, the stories are really good. One of the largest issues that I have with the game so far is the voice acting. The voice acting is good for just about everybody, but there are characters that they didn't have returning voice actors for. So the returning voice actors that they got for Ezio, Connor, Cassandra, and Achilles. All right. All the NPCs sound like they're from America. They don't even sound English. Like they don't even have any kind of accent. For Claudia, they don't have any accent. They didn't bring back the original voice actors for her. They didn't bring back the original voice actor for Leonardo da Vinci, which is really upsetting. So even Leonardo da Vinci sounds American, which is just wrong. But they had a lot of really cool things, like the flying machine. They showed that off. Like you got to hang out in Leonardo's his little workshop, and you could move this wheel to bring down the flying machine. Can't use it, but it was really cool to see it there. They had some really cool puzzles that I enjoyed. I hope to see more. I gotta suspect that they are going to make more VR titles after the success of this one. And some of Connor's missions were really good. Like they're at nighttime in fog, what seemed to be a really big map. It seemed bigger because of the fog, and it felt really cool to do. So I gotta say, like the mission designs as the game progresses gets better. I had a really good fight sequence at the end of Ezio's where we go up against Serafina, and we kicked her butt. She hit me like once, I think, but she took a while to kill. It was a good fight nonetheless. And they brought back the Cult of Hermes. The Cult of Hermes originally went after Ezio. I want to say it was in Revelations, if I remember correctly. It was in Revelations. So the Cult of Hermes is a group that was most notably going after the staff Hermes, which in Nexus they thought they got, but it was actually a fake. So that was exciting. Regardless, it's a really good experience. And now I just want to hop in and play a little bit of Mirage and continue our story. And maybe do the Prince of... Actually, not maybe. We are going to do the Prince of Persia missions. I say Prince of Persia, but... one thing I noticed... And I don't know why I never really noticed this before, but if you, when Valhalla came out, there was concern about how Eivor was using the hidden blade, such that she used it with it on top of her gauntlet instead of underneath, so it wasn't really hidden. Well, in Odyssey, when you met Darius, who is the Persian, he is the Persian assassin, who was the first one to use the Hidden Blade. It was in the first Hidden Blade DLC. He actually used the Hidden Blade over the gauntlet as well. So Eivor wasn't even the first one, and that came out well before Valhalla did. And I never really made the connection until more recently when I saw a video of Darius. I was like, oh shit, he actually has the blade over his gauntlet, rather than under his gauntlet, like everybody else. So Eivor wasn't even the first one to do it, and a lot of people were giving them grief over the fact that, well, she had it over instead of under. Like, I kind of agreed on that point until recently, now that I'm wiser. It's just kind of strange. I thought that was cool. So I figure I'd bring it up, you know? I'm watching a guy, DHLS something or other. I'm watching him play the Assassin's Creed games through, and he's never played them before. So he's finally playing them, and right now he's on Liberation, which was a DLC, kind of, to Assassin's Creed 3. It wasn't really a DLC, like it was its own standalone game on the Vita.
One will not attain everything he wishes, but the board has some things you very well might.
But it was a good game, and they did a remaster. It was an HD version. And he's on that one now, and I forgot how good the game was, you know? Hey, Cinderella. I kind of miss playing some of the older ones. Nostalgia, you know?
Request for help from Murjana. The
But they said
daughter of
marijuana.
Ali Baba, a trader rich beyond measure. What could the daughter of a famed merchant want?
Hid one.
It says to meet her outside the gates of Baghdad.
My name is Murjana. An old friend of by the name of Beshi pointed me. I remember Beshi. Pointed me towards you. He told me that you shadowy figures are trustworthy, and so I hope you can help me with a delicate and possibly perilous matter regarding my father, Ali Baba. Prince Ali. Sorry. You have no doubt heard his name. Meet me outside the gates south of Baghdad. With haste. So once I'm done with this DLC, I will be streaming my next series the next series, which will be that of Mass Effect. I still have to get the game, but I will be getting it. I hate having to travel this. Hey Jesse, what's going on, man? But I will be getting it, and you know, based on what my brother says and what everybody else says, I have a poll in Discord. Can we dance on it? Yeah, we could start practice next week. I'm fine with that. I've been...
I need your eyes, my friend.
Okay. Whistle's right. Forget what down is. That's probably how you heal. I don't need to kill him. So with how much my brother praises the trilogy, I suspect I'm in for a fantastic experience with Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. Andromeda, he said that he enjoyed. What, kid? Give me a second. Now, a lot of people give Andromeda a lot of criticism, but he doesn't. But if everybody's saying the original trilogy is good, and then Andromeda is bad, sorry for that stutter. For some reason, I'm getting these random frame drops all of a sudden, like when I stream. I don't know if it's Streamlabs. It's not my internet. Everything's running fine. So I don't know. It's probably Streamlabs. Anyway, if everybody says the original trilogy is good, and then my brother says it's good, and it's one of his favorite series, to my understanding, then it's got to be a good experience. The only thing I don't really care for is that it's a shooter, and I don't like flat screen shooters. I've just never been good at them. But we'll see. If it's got a really good story and it pulls me in, then I'll play them. But I hear Andromeda just isn't as good. I don't know. Alright. I have no idea where I'm going right now. I think I have to go all the way to the other side. FYI, like, playing Nexus makes assassinating so much easier than flat screen. The experience is crazy. So, like, if I'm running towards someone, I start getting seen, I just pull a throwing knife off my chest, throw it. If someone hears what's happening, what are you doing? Why are you going upstairs? So why'd you come down here in the first place? Are you gonna go up with Mom now? Can you carry everything? You're not gonna fall, are you? You want me to bring something up? I'll be right back, guys. Kind of repetitive, you say, huh? I don't understand how I am losing frames. Whatever. I hate Streamlabs, man. So yeah, the ability to actually assassinate and it just essentially live the assassin fantasy is such a good experience at Nexus. I'm waiting for Jade to come out. For those who forgot or maybe don't know, Jade is going to be the mobile version or a mobile Assassin's Creed game. They had a mobile Assassin's Creed game back in like say 2008 or something like that. It was on iOS. I never got it because I'm not an Apple guy. I'm not an iPhone guy. So I only got to play it when I was working at Burger King. Someone had it, and I got to play it a little bit. It was kind of cool. It was mostly a side-scroller type of experience, but it was still kind of cool, you know? So Jade is going to be an experience, and from what I've seen, it's going to be a real Assassin's Creed experience with an open world. It's going to have your very standardized button combinations and button input overlay that you get with most mobile games, which is fine. No need to fix what's not broken. So I'm okay with that. But it's based in China. I don't remember which dynasty it's going to be, but that should be coming out next. And then we got some really big leaked news about Assassin's Creed Red, which is the title that's going to be held in Japan. And it's very exciting. The news is very exciting. For anyone who doesn't want to be spoiled, mute me for like the next couple minutes because I'm going to be talking about what I heard. So, with regards to Red and the leaks, it's going to be running on a brand new engine. It's going to be a first Assassin's Creed game devoted specifically to next gen. So all the next gen consoles. It's going to be on the brand new engine, which they're going to incorporate the ray tracing lighting. You're going to be able to prone. That is not where I jumped. So it's going to be the first Assassin's Creed game where you can actually prone. Excited to see how that plays out, but it makes sense if one of the characters is going to be a shinobi, then it makes sense. And there's going to be two different protagonists. There's going to be a male and there's going to be a female. Why 2,000 frames dropped? Hopefully the experience hasn't been shit for you guys. I don't fucking understand Streamlabs, man. I just don't. Anyway, the female shinobi, or female character is going to be a shinobi. The male character is going to be a samurai. And for the first time ever in Assassin's Creed history, they're going to have a protagonist that actually existed. Don't ask me to recall his name or recite his name because I don't remember what it is. But it was a black samurai who is real, did exist during the time period in which the game is going to take place. But what makes him such a good protagonist for the game is that not much is actually known about him. A few stories here and there, but ultimately his overarching story is mostly unknown. This gives Ubisoft a lot of freedom to kind of play with that story and build on it and kind of create their own idea of, you know, what his life was like. So I'm very interested to see what that's all about. It's going to have different, from what I understand, different tools for each character. Obviously, each one is going to have their own tool set. One's a shinobi, one's a samurai. Brand new graphics. It's going to have a world bigger than Valhalla, but smaller than Odyssey. Now, I'm wondering if that's like, in general, square footage. Because Odyssey was mostly water. A lot of it was water. Whereas Valhalla wasn't. It was mostly land. But if you take Valhalla's map and then you add all the other maps to it, are they also considering that? Because there were many different maps to Valhalla. So, I'm curious to see how big the map actually is. But if it's taking place in Japan, is it going to include or incorporate the different islands?
Do you take me for a dog's ass? These apples were selling at half that price yesterday.
Yesterday's yesterday, no? Do you think coin rains freely from the skies? I have people to feed.
There needs to be balance in the market. Any respectable merchant knows that. If my father sees this...
Murjana, daughter of Ali Baba?
Who asks?
Call me Basim. We received your letter back at the bureau.
Ah, the hidden ones, yes. Well, if I waited any longer, camels would have sprouted wings on their humps. We can skip the prattle. Come, time is running and so shall we.
Wait, where are we going?
To find my father.
Alright, give me a second. I'm trying to figure out what is taking up so much. Like, I'm looking at my memory. I'm looking at my network on my computer. Everything except for my memory is under 20%. My memory's at 56, but that's pretty normal. I'm going to end Steam, see if that helps. I don't understand what would be taking up. See, I'm still dropping frames, but why? I see my sync for Nextcloud is paused as well. Wait, give me a second. I'm just trying to see if there's anything that's really eating up. No, nothing's eating up anything. So why would I be dropping frames? All right, guys, I'm going to sit here for a second.